Recently, I found myself literally stuck. I was at Aoraki Mount Cook in New Zealand with my partner enjoying the long weekend. Yes, if I checked the weather forecast, I would have seen that there was a heavy snow warning for the region. To tell you the truth though, even if I'd known this, we still would have gone. Aoraki Mount Cook is such a lovely place. When we arrived on the Friday night, there was no sign of the bad weather that was to arrive. But when we pulled the curtains open on the Saturday morning, we were greeted with a winter vista, just like something you'd find in a Northern Hemisphere Christmas card. We'd almost half a metre of snow dumped on us. Our car was underneath it all. Luckily, we weren't planning to leave for another day, but given that I was about to start writing a piece about feeling stuck, I thought it was pretty prophetic. There are times in my professional life, and yeah, I guess in my personal life too, when I felt a bit like my car at Aoraki Mount Cook, inundated with half a metre of stuff and going nowhere quickly. We've all felt like this at times, and it doesn't matter if you're some high-flying leader responsible for many people, or just one of those humble types working with a small team. We've all been there, stuck. There's a few things to remember though when you get into this situation. Firstly, this is a feeling. Secondly, this feeling won't be with you forever. There was no way that we could have driven out of Aoraki Mount Cook on that Saturday, but by the time Sunday came round, things had changed, the roads had opened, and with a little help from a shovel and a couple of park rangers, we were soon on our way. Our feeling of being stuck is just like this. Sure, the feeling might hang around for longer than a day, but ultimately, it won't be with you forever. My advice, therefore, is to hang in there. Take a bit of a breather, give yourself some room and space to get your thoughts in order. This might mean leaving the office and finding somewhere to clear your head. The Japanese are great at forest bathing. They call it shinrin-yoku. Getting out into nature for just a little bit helps shift thoughts and can help you manage your feelings of being stuck. Thirdly, if you feel that you're stuck, then start something. Anything. Just start. Momentum can do wonders when you're in this frame of mind. Often you'll wonder where to start. Well, it doesn't matter, just start anywhere. Take some baby steps. You'll find this quite motivating as you start to chalk up some mini wins. Fourthly, consider your energy levels and the way that your lack of energy is affecting your behaviour. Chances are that if you're stuck, you're also dog-tired, and being dog-tired will generate a whole heap of other feelings that will affect how you face this feeling of being stuck. So find a way to manage your tiredness. Once you've considered and addressed these 4 points, you'll likely find that the feeling of being stuck begins to shift. You may still feel a bit inundated, much like our car was under the snowfall. And just as it took a few kilometres of driving to completely clear the snow from my car's roof, it may take you some time to feel fully unstuck. Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to bring you this leadership module. Today we're talking about breaking through leadership stagnation. You know, the feeling of being stuck. It's more common than you think, and it often signals that growth is possible. That is, if your mindset allows you to see it that way, and why wouldn't it? Let's explore how to recognize it, respond to it, and reignite momentum in your leadership journey. Recognizing that you're stuck might not always be obvious. It can creep in quietly through fatigue, frustration, or simply the sense that things aren't moving forward the way they used to. One key indicator is when the methods and strategies that once worked for you no longer bring the same results. What used to be simple now feels complicated. You may find yourself hesitating more, doubting your decisions, or even avoiding them altogether. Another sign is uncertainty about the future. You might feel unsure of your direction or unclear about what success even looks like anymore. And then there's complexity, when problems feel tangled, layered, and overwhelming. It's like being stuck in a fog where every decision feels risky or exhausting. But here's the important thing. Recognizing these signs isn't a weakness, it's a form of self-awareness. It's the first signal that something is ready to evolve, that you're up for a change. And with the right mindset and tools, this uncomfortable space can become the launching pad for new energy, insight, and growth in your leadership. Once you recognize that you're stuck, the next step is shifting your mindset. First, normalize the experience. Feeling stuck doesn't mean that you're failing, it means you're human. Sharing this with a team can actually strengthen connection and trust. Next, embrace adaptability. Rigidity keeps us trapped. Flexibility helps us grow. Encourage this in your team too. It builds resilience across the board. And finally, reframe the problem. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what's this trying to teach me? Changing the lens you look through can reveal entirely new solutions. And as a result, it can lift this feeling of being stuck. Okay, taking action begins with reflection. When you're feeling stuck, pause and ask yourself, do my current goals still align with my values and vision? Sometimes the goals we're chasing no longer reflect who we are or what matters most. Sometimes your vision's changed. That misalignment can quietly drain our energy and purpose. Next, seek feedback. You don't have to figure it all out on your own. Reach out to trusted colleagues, team members, or mentors. Ask them what they see. Often, others can spot patterns or opportunities that you've become blind to. Their insights can help reconnect us with clarity and direction. After realignment and feedback, the next step is simplifying the path forward. Break these big challenges into smaller, manageable tasks. When a problem feels too large, even a single step can feel impossible. But if you reduce it to its parts, progress becomes possible. And once you've identified those steps, focus on quick wins. Achieve something small and tangible. These early successes build confidence and restore momentum. They remind you that you're not stuck, you're just moving again. And movement, even slow and steady, is where transformation begins. Leadership, you see, can be draining, especially when you're stuck. That's why protecting your well-being isn't just important, it's essential. Prioritize rest, movement, and moments of stillness. These small practices build resilience and clarity. And watch out for signs of burnout, like irritability or decision fatigue or a sense of detachment. See, when those signs appear, don't push through, pause and reset. Even stepping outside for a walk or sitting quietly with a coffee can be powerful. Nature can play a big role here. I'm a big fan of that. Whether it's a weekend hike or 5 minutes under a tree, time outdoors resets the nervous system. It reminds us that the world's bigger than our to-do lists, and that clarity often comes when we slow down. Hey, now you aren't in this on your own. That's the first thing to remember. Talk to your mates. Start by connecting with other leaders who are walking similar paths. Sharing challenges, even informally, reminds you that you're not alone. There's power in knowing others understand what you're navigating. Mentors are another crucial support. They offer a kind of wisdom and an outside perspective that can gently but firmly shift your thinking. A good mentor won't give you all the answers, but they'll ask the right questions to help you find your own. Collaboration is the third piece. When you work with others across departments, roles, or even industries, you open the door to fresh approaches. Innovation often comes from unexpected corners, and sometimes all it takes to feel unstuck is one new idea offered at just the right time. Your network isn't just a support system, it's a source of energy, creativity, and clarity. So go ahead and tap into it. When you're stuck, creativity can be the spark that gets things moving again. Learning something new, even something unrelated to work, refreshes your thinking and opens new neural pathways. A simple change in environment can also shift your mindset. Step away from your usual desk or meeting space. Go somewhere that invites curiosity. And finally, engage in creative practices. Try journaling, sketching ideas, or mind mapping. These aren't just for artists, they're powerful tools for leaders to explore new perspectives and generate fresh solutions. In fact, I used to find that I never felt stuck when I was creating stuff. Creating stuff was my happy place. If creating stuff isn't your happy place, what is? Go there to find ways of becoming unstuck. Feeling stuck can sometimes be a sign you're holding too much. Delegation is not about offloading tasks, it's about empowering your team and freeing yourself to lead more effectively. Start by identifying tasks that don't need your direct involvement. Then match those tasks to people whose strengths align with them. It's not just about getting things done, it's about developing others and building trust. When you delegate well, you create space for reflection, big picture thinking, and better decision making. And that's where you add the most value as a leader. So go ahead, trust your team, and free up space for yourself. One of the biggest barriers to progress is fear, especially fear of failure. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It's just another part of it. Every misstep is a chance to learn something valuable. And when you adopt a growth mindset, these challenges become opportunities. You start to see setbacks not as dead ends, but as detours guiding you towards, better solutions. Give yourself permission to experiment, to try new approaches without needing a guarantee that they'll actually work. Because each time you do, you gain insight, experience, and resilience. Remember, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Okay, so we're almost there. So what have we covered? Firstly, being stuck is normal. It doesn't mean you're broken. It just means that something's ready to grow or shift. And it means that it's time to look at what the underpinning reasons behind those feelings are. Secondly, small steps matter. Even the tiniest action can build momentum and bring clarity. Whatever you do, just start. Thirdly, fresh perspectives help. Whether from feedback, a new environment, or creative thinking, they often reveal what we can't see ourselves. And finally, self-care is vital. Looking after your well-being isn't a reward for getting unstuck, it's the foundation for being well. Okay, one more thing. Let's leave with this reminder from Oprah. Every choice in life either moves you forward or keeps you stuck. Today, choose that step. No matter how small, choose the one that helps you move forward.